At the end of the day, he's the best player. Like, the girls are probably throwing themselves at him.
That's true, dude.
Ice is ready, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast, brought to you by BetMGM. I am your host, Dan Powers. With me, as always, CP, and we are joined by our good friend Keith Yandle down in Florida. How we doing, Yans?
I am great, boys. Good to see your guys' faces, even though Dan's got a little bit of a crusty lip right now, but it's always good to see your guys' face.
It's, you know what's funny is when I I look A in the mirror and then like B in camera right now, it looks like I've just got something on my lip. Like I need to wipe it off with a napkin.
It's soot. Like you've been sweeping chimneys, and now you need to get cleaned up for the episode.
But here's the thing, boys. Don't let me get hot. Don't let me get another couple of weeks with this growth, because we'll be cooking with gas.
You want to hear Dan's insane facial hair theory?
Oh, dude.
Of course.
As a man with a beard, maybe you can tell me that. So, as we all know, I can't really grow facial hair. My facial hair is really lacking. I swear to God, every time I let my facial hair go, I get sick. Like currently, I have a bit of a cold, and I'm telling you, there's germs in here.
He thinks germs get stuck in
my little mustache,
and then
I get sick.
Well, as you both know, I'm no doctor, so I don't know the answer to this. But you honestly, I want to chirp you for it, but you might be on to something. I'm not sure.
This is what I'm saying, dude.
It might go the other way, where I don't know, like people who have beards never get sick. If you always have it, your body's building that immunity to it.
I like that, actually.
Like
a thicker beard traps the germs, get there, but they're trapped there.
Yeah, they can't get out.
You don't grow thick enough, so the germs get in there and then go into your nose.
Yeah, they're all sitting on the top. I need more volume, and then they'll get suffocated. But currently, they're living large.
Yeah,
so I'm fucked.
It might be too that it's so like new to you. You might be licking it a lot. As disgusting as that sounds, so it might be like where you're like. Touching it with your.
Here's the thing. I am doing that. I'm totally doing that. That's probably
you're getting all those germs.
I got to just calm down.
Dude, here's one other thing I was thinking, because everybody's sick today. I'm sick. Everybody in the office is sick. I said, somebody was texting me, and they're like, how you feeling? And I was like, I'm sick as a dog. I sent that text, because that's an expression.
Yeah.
And then, Dan, you'll remember not a month ago, we were talking about something else, and I said, healthy as an ox.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that an expression? Which it is.
Yeah.
Why are dogs...
I thought it was strong as an ox.
Oh, is it strong?
I think it's both. I've heard both. Strong as an ox is definitely a thing.
It's healthy as a horse.
Healthy as a horse.
Sick as a dog.
So why are horses healthy and dogs sick? And should we campaign for dogs on their behalf to make them not so sick?
It is a good question.
Yeah.
Why are dogs... I've never seen a sick dog.
Me neither.
What is a dog? Maybe it means like puking. Dogs are always eating grass and puking.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like I bet Kush is out there just ripping grass sometimes and just puking in the yard.
Have you ever? I have fake grass, so he doesn't do that. But I mean, it also says raining cats and dogs too, and I've never seen a dog or cat come out of the
fall from the sky.
Have you ever seen that guy on Instagram? He he debunks like all.
Oh.
Or not debunks, but like tells you like the meaning behind that stuff.
Yes, dude, and
he's like a bigger guy.
Yeah.
I don't know this guy.
No,
I need
he's
to know
the
this
man.
guy.
It's fascinating too, because it's always expressions that you're like, I've always wanted to know where that came from.
All right, well, we'll DM him about why dogs are sick.
Yeah, it's a good call. Maybe he'll answer it for us. Dude, before we get into hockey talk, Jan, so I need your take on something that happened last week. It was a whole debacle in the office. So, we all join up together. We're hanging out in the office watching that snooze fest Tyson-Jake Paul fight. And one of our boys, he's our gambling guy, Gavin, he gets put in charge of the food order. This dude decides to order pizza. So there's probably like 15 of us hanging around. There's probably 15 guys hanging around watching this fight. Gavin decides to order pizza. He orders 5 large pizzas. He gets one.
Prison.
Yeah. Just wait, bro.
Agree. He gets 1 buffalo chicken pizza and then 4 cheese pizzas. Plain cheese.
All right, I don't hate that. I'd like buffalo chicken pizza.
Okay.
I'd get 2 of those.
Yep.
5 cheese, a pepperoni, probably 2 pepperonis, sausage and peppers,
Yep.
maybe some mushrooms.
Yes.
Yep.
But yeah, you have to have variety, and you have to. I hate when people don't order enough food. It's one of my biggest pet peeves.
Dude.
Not enough food is really bad. Like if you're my buddy does. Had some. It's called like Indian guides down here. These dads go away on trips. They do outdoor stuff with their kids, and he was hosting 30 dads, and he told me that day. He was like, yeah, I'm going to get like 7 pizzas. I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, dude, that ain't enough. But I didn't say anything to him. And then I texted him that night. I go, how'd the pizza go? He goes, I didn't get to have any because I felt so bad.
Yeah.
I went in about 5 minutes. I'm like, I should have told you. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, it's honestly your fault, dude.
Yeah, that's what I said. But if you're going to, and I don't know if he volunteered to be the order guy, but if you're going to be the order guy, you better have enough for everyone.
And you better know what you're doing, because here's the thing, dude. The story gets worse. The pizzas show up, and the cheese pizzas have no cheese on them.
He specifically put in the order. It said extra mozzarella, light mozzarella, no mozzarella, and he thought that meant like sprinkled on top. So he put on all the cheese pizzas, no mozzarella, please. And they called, Jans. They called and left a voicemail that said, are you sure this is what you want? He missed the call. So then the 4 pizzas show up, just bread and sauce.
It was one of the great disasters of all time, dude.
Oh my God. Well, so what did you guys do for food?
Dude, here's the brutal thing. And I will have his back on this.
Dude.
He didn't want pizza, so he ordered that for everyone, and then on the side ordered himself a burrito. So the entire group is sitting here looking through the pizzas, just being like, what the fuck happened? Meanwhile, he's sitting there housing a fucking burrito, having a grand old time. And everyone's just looking at a bunch of circles of bread with sauce on them. Being like, what the fuck happened?
Did he offer a burrito to anyone else? Like,
No,
before
dude.
he
Hell
ordered?
no, dude.
Got it by himself.
Give him his walking papers, dude. He's done.
We have said he has been permanently banned from not only ordering food but food input for the rest of time, because like it is the worst look I've ever seen.
We had to order more pizza.
Yeah.
Like, we literally had another pizza order come with regular fucking
And
pizza.
you know it's bad when people won't even eat it out of desperation because they're hungry or because they feel bad. So there was just 4 cheeseless pizzas sitting on the fucking countertop all night long because people were like, I'm not even going to pretend to eat that, dude. It was
Yeah,
a
it's
fucking
sad.
nightmare.
It's sad stuff. He owes everybody a handwritten apology.
Yeah,
Correct.
facts.
Correct.
Oh my God. All right, boys, let's get into some hot ice, talk about some shit going on in the league. First and foremost, huge hat trick last night from Ovi. He's buzzing. 13 goals now on the season.
Dude, 13 goals in 17 this year. And I looked this up because remember, boys, last year he had like 5 goals through through the All-Star break. So I looked this up. He closed last year with 23 goals in 35 games. So he's got 36 in his last 52 if you go across the seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, at this point, barring injury, Jens, he's breaking it this year for sure, right? But what do you think about this? Because count me among the people last year who didn't think he fell off a cliff by any means, but I was like, yeah, the wear and tear on Ovi's game is slowing down, and now I look like a moron because he's gonna win the Rocket. What do you think about that?
It's actually insane what he's doing. But I mean, you look at his whole career. Like, the guy never misses games. He plays harder, or I mean, maybe not as much anymore. But in his heyday, he played harder than pretty much anyone in the league. Running guys, blocking shots. Like, he was a full-blown animal on the ice, and then scoring at will as well. But to see him scoring right now, I thought it was going to be next year.
Insane.
What does he have? 29 more goals till
30.
this year?
No, I think it is 29 now.
Oh, it's 29 to tie, right?
Oh,
I
probably,
think it's 30 to break.
probably,
but
sure,
yeah, so 30 to beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. I hope he does it this year because, I'm sure he doesn't want to go into next season thinking about it. Ultimately it's going to get to him, but it's also one of those things too. I hope he doesn't get it this year and then retire because I want to still see him playing and scoring. So I do hope he gets it this year. It is amazing that it's going to happen this year. It feels like 2 years, 3 years ago, people were talking like, it might not ever happen. I remember talking to Gretzky about it, and he's like, "Oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen sooner than you think." But it's truly impressive what he's done for as long as he's done it with arguably the best goalies in the history of the game playing right now, the way that guys block shots. It also seems too this year he's scoring goals a little bit different, like scoring some 5-on-5 goals, and even his empty netter last night was unreal. Like
Dude, it was.
powers to the net, moves the guy, like that's an elite empty net goal.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that he can do in this league that wouldn't impress me. But that's why he's one of the best of all time.
Dude, it's so true. I was actually, I'm going to give myself a little stroke off here because last season people were saying he's not going to do it. People were like, he fell off a cliff, dude.
Yeah.
And I kept banging the drum that he was injured. I was like, he is hurt, I promise you. And then, he took some time off with an injury, was on IR, came back, and that's when he started ripping in all those goals. And then right now, he has 13, 10 for 23 and 17, and he's also top 10 in plus minus.
Yeah.
So, like, Ovi is, like, peak Ovi right now, and it's fucking so nasty to see. I mean, did we think we were going to be sitting here and saying, it's like we're almost 20 games into the season and Ovi is top 15 in points in the NHL?
Dude, I didn't
he's
think that was a
leading.
chance
He's
in
tied
hell.
for first with goals. Like, he is fucking buzzing.
Dude, I was saying, Jens, I was telling everybody not to root for the Caps because of what you just said, because I was like, if Ovi breaks Waino's record in game 80 this year and then the Caps win the cup, he's going to retire, and I can't have that. So we need to root for him to score, but the Caps can't win the cup, otherwise he might go.
No, dude, we got to go full the other way. I was saying this. We need the Penguins to trade Crosby to Washington, have them win a cup together, and then they retire into the sunset, dude. How about that?
That I'm in on.
Well, didn't Sid just sign like a 4-year deal? I think Sid
Two,
can play
I think,
till
right?
he's 50 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think Sid can go as long as he wants.
Yeah, it's so true.
But
So,
also
like,
too last year, Washington. Remember, like when they started the year, well, most of the year they were brutal,
Yes.
and then Ovi gets hot, scoring goals. Like, and he's one of those guys, especially probably since winning. Like, he's probably more interested in winning games and scoring big goals. Like, if his team's 20 games below 500, he's probably like, what are we doing here? So I think it's cool that they're playing well, they're having meaningful games, and he's doing what he's done for 20 years.
Dude, it's incredible. Totally agree, and it's incredible. And I'm so shocked that if you had told me that of Sid and Ovi's end, who's going to be playing meaningful games down the stretch, barring any trades or whatever, I would have been like, well, the Penguins will obviously be competitive until Sid hangs him up, and the Capitals I could see just missing the playoffs, and Ovi's bummed. And now it's like the Capitals are still good, and the Penguins are about to miss the playoffs for the third year in a row, and no end in sight.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the script flip on those two teams has been so shocking. It's like, and it's what I kept saying. It's like guys like McMichael and Protas coming out, and obviously Stromer turning into Nicholas Backstrom is super helpful. But it's just like
unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, dude. Like there was that point. I think it was.
He looks like him. He looks like him.
He does, dude.
He truly does. Like the way he plays, the way he skates, it looks just like him. And it's like he's got a similar number too, right? It's like 17, 19.
Yeah, fuck.
And that stat, it was Ovi's first 10 goals. Strome assisted all 10 of them. It's fucking nuts. So the way that team is just cooking is fucking crazy. And also, Jens, you just mentioned, I don't think I really thought about this until you just said it. It's pretty awesome that Ovi has this goal scoring, is likely going to have the all-time goal scoring record. And you think about some of the goalies that have been in his division his whole career. I mean, it's like you look at New York going up against Hank and then Shesty going up against Flower the whole time. It's like now Sorokin too, the Islanders. Like he's had some pretty elite goaltending that he's gone against in his division his entire career. It's fucking nuts. I had not.
And
really
also
thought about that.
had Dan Girardi and Mark Stahl, like those guys were willing combatants to block his shots. Like most guys aren't really, like guys like me, you're trying to get out of the way of it. But those guys were trying to block his shots, and he's still getting 50 a year. It's impressive what he's done, obviously his whole career, but especially, in the later stages of his career.
Oh, it's nuts, man. Speaking of goalies, another huge record. Vasi getting his 300th win, fastest all-time, 40th goalie in NHL history to do it. Just 490 games. Was this for me at least? Was this for the both of you seeing that stat kind of a wake-up call of like, I feel like we've been talking about all these other goalies in the league the last year and a half, and it's just made me be like, oh yeah, Vasi's still the guy. Like he's so good.
Yeah. And I don't know, it's because playing in the same division as him in Florida, you can never count him out, and I think you can never count Tampa out. That's why at the beginning of the year I had them as a cup contender just because of him. Like if he's playing well, if he's healthy, I mean he's had a couple surgeries, but he's still the big monster that he is, just winning games. He's huge, he's athletic, he can play the puck well. He's a great guy. I loved his quote. I mean, I don't know exactly what he said, but it was, the team gets me a lot of gifts, but the best gift was them, playing hard in front of me. So you can tell he's a great teammate.
Yeah. Sick quote. I didn't hear that.
That is sick.
Cares about winning. That definitely wasn't exactly what he said, but he said it better.
I don't know. That was pretty good.
He cares about winning, right? He cares about the product of his team. He's not a guy just worried about his own accolades. So. Very impressive stuff from, I think since Carey Price has been out of the league, he's been the best guy season in, season out. Mm-hmm. And I don't think any player would argue that.
Dude, I think you're right. I was shocked that it was fastest. And that's just a credit to how good he is that you become numb to it.
Yeah.
When it said he was fastest. And I know there's people, I was reading a lot of the comments that's like, some of the guys that had it before, there was no OT shootout, right? Like you could tie. So it's a little bit easier to get wins now because you're like, the game would have been tied, but we get the wins. But fucking miss me with that. This is a sick stat, and the games evolve across every sport, so grow up. Dude, what actually blew my mind, I couldn't find how many games it took Brodeur to get to 300, but I do know he got his 300th career win when he was 29 years and 223 days, and Vasi's like 30 and 100 days, so pretty close, right? And Vasi obviously faster, but dude, Marty has 691 wins. Like, and Vasi's only 30. He could play fucking 9 more years. But I'm just saying that is so insane.
It's crazy, dude.
It's not even halfway to Marty's wins.
It actually made me want to ask.
And he played 75 games a year too, Brodeur. Like he didn't take nights off. Like I think. I mean, you guys could probably look it up. What Vasilevskiy's probably up there with games played a year when he's healthy. But
let me look.
He does.
Brodeur was playing 75 games a year.
Could you imagine, dude, being the backup on those Brodeur teams? What a fucking job,
dude!
You're
Scott Clemson, the best.
You're like Matt Castle, dude. You're just holding the clipboard, fucking playing behind the goat, and you're like, this is great.
Not even. You're a bullpen catcher, literally a bullpen catcher. You know you're not coming in. You just got to be a good guy. I played a tournament with Scott Clemson for Worlds, and he was the best guy, like the prototypical backup guy. He was our starter, but he was like, dude, I got the best job in the world. I get to back up Marty Brodeur. Like, just go out, practice, hang with the boys. Like, who's got it better?
Yeah, no one. Seriously. When you're playing that many games, like truly, he was playing like 70, 75 games a season. It must have been disaster or like such intense extenuating circumstances for him to not start. You know what I mean? Like he must have gotten way too banged up the night before, and he was like, dude, you got to go in, bro. Like I'm fucking crinkled over here.
Mind you, there is no like load management. There was no mandatory days off back then. Like you were my first 5, 6, 7 years in the league, you were lucky to get 1 day off a month. Yeah. Now you get 4 or 5 or whatever it is. So he was out there practicing every day too. Like goalies have it probably a little bit easier now. Like that guy was an absolute dog.
It makes you wonder. So, I was about to say Vasi fastest to 300.
Yeah.
I think there's a world where Shesterkin breaks that. If the Rangers stay competitive, the next 3-4 years here, which I feel like it looks like they're going to.
Yep.
I could see him breaking that, but I also don't think anyone will ever break that Marty record for exactly the reason that you just said. Like you look at Vasi, he's 30, right? And guys are playing way later in their careers, but I do think it's rare that we see a goalie really playing significant games after 36 now. Mm-hmm. And I just you're telling me he's got to more than double that win total?
And Shesty's about to turn 29. He turns 29 in December, and he has 142 career wins right now because he just sat for a while.
He did.
He just sat for a while, dude. Listen, so Vasi's career high is 65 games in a season. Let me just read you Marty Brodeur's games. This is from 95.
This is going to be a drunk stat
to 2010. This is a game started in seasons from 95 to 2010. 77, 77, 67, 70, 70, 72, 72, 73, 73, 75, 73, 78, 77, 31 because he got hurt, 77.
Dude, those 77.
Mind you, they're going deep in the playoffs
That's
every year.
15
too.
years, dude, of starting on average 74 games a season.
Like that.
And they were winning games. They were winning games like 2-1 back then. They weren't shootouts. Like, oh yeah, just let in a few. We'll score a few. Like he had to be dialed, and he was playing the puck like a maniac too. Like, yeah, we got to get a little more respect. Not that he doesn't have all the respect in the world, but this guy is a joke. How good he was,
Hey, dude. Like I agree with you though, Jans. Like that stat needs to be one that's talked about more. Like we're always talking about his wins and all of his accolades, but I'm like, well, that one is crazy. There are players who don't even sniff his average game played per season, and he's a goalie.
Yep.
Think about how fucking crazy
Like,
that
dude,
is.
in 07, he's fucking 34. Leads the league with 78 starts, leads the league with 48 wins, leads the league with 12 shutouts.
Why didn't they let him play all 82 one year? That would have been epic.
You're right. You're so right.
Genuinely, I'm like, I wonder if there's some weird thing in the NHL rulebook that's like you can't do that. It's the only explanation. Like, why did he not play 4 games?
12 shutouts is moronic,
Fucking
dude.
insane,
Wow.
dude.
What a stud.
God almighty. All right, speaking of another mutant, Connor McDavid, 1,000th point. Unbelievable. Scores a goal in his game on Thursday night. 99th player and fourth fastest. Yeah, kind of sick that he's 99.
Yeah.
99th player to do it and the fourth fastest in NHL history to reach 1,000 points. I don't even know what to say. I mean, it felt so Connor, the game he had, like the way they did it.
Yeah.
Scoring that way. Then they win an OT, I think it was. That like it's just had that nasty pass behind the back to Nurse. Do you think, Jans, like, are you pound for pound to see the best player in the league?
Yeah, I think so. I think you think of 1-2, him and Nate. Like you go back to we talked earlier about Sid and Ovi, and I mean those guys carried us in the league for 12, 15 years. Like really put the league on the map where it is now. And now you got McDavid and McKinnon, kind of the two guys coming in after them. It's really special what they're doing. The speed that they play at with the ability to make plays and stick handle and compete every night and battle. Like it truly amazes me that they can do it at that speed because, I mean, they're going way faster than everybody else, but the game just looks way slower than everybody else. So it's the fact that, they're playing the way that they are for, 82 games a year. They rarely have nights off, those guys, which, that's why those guys are superstars and Mount Rushmore guys. Like they rarely have games off, and they're getting the best of every team. They're getting, shut down D-men every night, and they're just making everybody look stupid. And it's not fun to play against, but it's definitely fun to watch them too.
Dude, it's unbelievable. I wanted to know, I think you know it because you have the stat, but do you off the top of your head, Jans, know the 3 who did it faster?
Did they count Wayne, both of Wayne's? Like he was the first?
Just the first.
Just the first.
But that is a fact, by the way.
That is a crazy fact. No, Wayne is just
crazy,
one.
So the crazy one I heard about Wayne, if you took away all of his 1 and 2 point games, you guys saw that, whatever it was, like that's insane.
It's absurd.
Ridiculous, dude.
It's absolutely absurd. There are so many Wayne stats that just don't make sense at all. It's preposterous. Yeah. But Wayne is
Wayne.
Yep.
Wayne, Mario, Mike Bossy.
Wow, you
Yes,
nailed it.
dude.
That's it.
Bro, listen to this.
Well done, Jans. Fucking A.
McDavid just did it in his 659th game, and Bossy did it in 656, so it was kind of brutal. McDavid had a bit of a slow start this year. You could have had him for third. Lemieux did it in 513, and Waino did it in 424. 1,000 points in 424 games.
Oh, my God.
Dude, like, I genuinely, every time I see shit like this, I don't know what to say. I don't know. I don't know where you are at on this, Jans. I feel like you're probably going to be with me. I can't stand when people do the like, dude, Wayne wasn't that good. He just played in that era before goalies were fucking hitting the butterfly. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude?
Doesn't matter.
Like Wayne was playing with a 45-pound stick.
Yeah.
And he was still scoring 2.5 goals a game.
Awful gear. No.
And flying commercial.
Yeah.
True.
Dude, possibly the biggest factor of all, by the way.
Yeah.
Flying
Probably carrying his
commercial, no
own
training.
fucking bag, dude. It's unbelievable.
Dude, here's two things I want to say about this. Because McDavid was also the fourth fastest and fourth youngest. He's 27 and 306 days. Wayno was 23. Mario was 26. And the third one is Steve Yzerman was 27 and just 27 and like 15 days younger than Connor, which I thought was cool Yzerman stat. But dude, and Jens, you might know this. When I saw Bossy was the third fastest, I was like, oh, wow, that shocked me. And I pulled up his stats. I need to respect Mike Bossy's stats more, dude. He is a fucking freak, bro. And he retired at 30. Dude, listen to his points in his career, 21 to 30. That's his entire career, 10 years. 91 and 73, 126 and 80, 92 and 75, 119 and 79, 147 and 80, 118 and 79, 118 and 67, 117 and 76, 123 and 80, 75 and 63 retire. And I'm like, what the fuck?
winning the cup every year.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah,
won
like,
fucking
that's another good
three
point.
Lady Bings too. And I'm like, Jesus
Oh, wow.
Christ,
I didn't know
dude.
that.
Like,
Did you say?
Why did he retire so young?
I was about to ask that too. Like, did you just say his last season was 75 points in 63 games and then he hung him up?
Dan, his last season was fucking exactly right. 75 points in 63 games with 38 tucks, and goes like, and I'm 30 years old. Good day. Good afternoon.
He was probably like, this is too easy. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go get work in the steel mill or something. Like I got to challenge.
Dude, something
myself.
hard. Yeah, just put in an honest day's work for
he
once.
went like full Ted Williams, just started to fly jets in the war or something. He's like, fuck this, dude.
Dude, this, I just typed in.
I always think of it when I see stats like that. Like, if I played against might C team, like in a might C league for 10 years, I don't think I'd have even close to the amount of points that McDavid has and stuff.
It's like it's a legitimate point, dude. I every time I see these things, Wayne is a league of its own. But even Connor, to your point, it's like Connor right now is just like, it's the fact that there are guys in the league right now in today's NHL who, if they don't have a point or two a game, you're surprised. That is so absurd, and he is officially that.
Dude, I just looked it up. Bossy said that after his age 30 season, he only scored 38 goals, a career low, and chose retirement over underperforming because he said his back was starting to hurt him, and he was like, I'm not going to go out there and be bad. 38 goals is embarrassing. I'm not playing anymore.
Oh my God, dude.
Wow. Good for him. What a legend.
That is so underappreciated and unknown. Like, we need more people to know about that. Mike Bossy had over a point per game season, scored 38 goals, and said, I suck now, and I don't want to suck ever again. I'm retiring.
Listen to this, boys. This is his goals, okay, in his career.
Yeah.
53, 69, 51, 68, 64, 60, 51, 58, 61, 38. He never scored below 50 in his career, and then scored 38 once and quit because he was so embarrassed.
He was so embarrassed.
Sorry, guys. And did they win the cup that year, or I think Edmonton beat them that
I
year?
think they lost. Let me see.
It was like genuinely the first year of his career where he didn't win everything, and he was just so distraught that he decided to get the fuck out of there.
Fuming mad, dude. Can you fucking believe that, bro?
No. I'd do anything for a 38-goal season.
That is absolutely
He
stunning.
quit, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to talk about a couple of fines and a couple of suspensions. We're going to get into the Reavo hit, Jans. But before that, did you see the Pionk clipping hit against the Panthers that he got fined $5,000 for?
Is that what's... no, I didn't see that.
I'll text it to you right now.
Yeah, CP's going to send it to you right now.
Okay, we'll talk about the other one first.
So let's talk about Reavo first. So officially, he gets a 5-game sussy for lining up Nurse like a freight train.
Yeah.
He's going to lose $35,000 for the hit. Where do you stand on this? I feel like this was more of a hot button issue than I thought. Biz went all out on it. People were discussing it.
How come you didn't think it was going to be hot button?
Well, to me, this is one of those ones where I saw the hit and I was like, "This, yeah, that's a 5-game suspension. Let's move on."
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So yeah,
Wait, Biz didn't think he should have got 5 games?
No. I actually am not entirely sure what Biz's stance was, but Biz was going to war with people on Twitter over
Biz
this.
just said that Reavo, his stance was that Reavo, there had been a lot of power plays leading up to that, so the fourth line hadn't been out, so it was like, yo, get the fourth line out. If you're Reavo, you're going, I'm going to go out, I'm going to hit somebody. You see Nurse coming around, and you're like, I'm going to drill him. And Biz was kind of like, Nurse had his head down and didn't really square his shoulder, and people got... the fucking Oilers fans went crazy and they're like, you're victim blaming and all this shit, which I don't think he was. I think he was just trying to defend. His stance was Reavo wasn't malicious on purpose.
Yeah, like
that was his stance.
I disagree with him on that.
Okay, yeah.
I think he could have easily, and I think Ryan Reeves is an honest player, especially for his job. He's been the toughest guy in the league for the last 12, 13, 14 years. So you can't take any of that away from him. I just think that it's so unnecessary to hit somebody in the head like that. You could easily hit them in the shoulder. You could rub them out, bring them into the boards. I think it is malicious when you do hit a guy like that, because there's so many other factors that you can say. You can yell. A lot of guys, I don't know if you guys hear it during games, like a lot of guys yell to guys, yeah, hey, I'm coming, keep your head up. Like, there's a respect factor in the league, and I didn't see it there, and I do think Reavo is a respectable player. I'm sure there's many times in every game that he could really kill someone, and he doesn't because he's so big and strong and skates well. But I hate those type of hits. I think it's I think that they're the hits that you can take out of the game just out of a respect factor where you don't need to do it. It's not, you're not saving a goal. You're not, nothing bad happened before that where you're getting retribution on them. It's just kind of one of those plays that it can be a nothing play. It's just wheel in the net. You can stop him in his tracks with even just standing in front of him. You don't have to hit him. So I didn't like that hit at all. And Nurse looked like he was really hurt too. You hate seeing that. Yeah. Especially for a team that needs to win games. They need, one of their best defensemen out there. I hate those type of hits. Always have, but that's why I didn't hit anyone.
Dude, holy. Jans, you actually, and I want to bring this up because when you were chopping up, I think you were on Chicklets when you did it, with the Jeannot hit a few weeks ago. You remember that one?
Same type thing,
dude,
yeah.
Because I had the same reaction you did where I was like, man, I didn't need that at all. And that one, here's what I want to ask about the difference. That Jeannot one to me was obviously high, but also a tad late too, where I was like, dude, he passed it. And I know he's admiring the pass, and I know Nurse's head is down in this example too. But like that one was a tad late, and Jeannot comes through and clips him in the jaw. This one, I was wondering your take on, because it almost looked to me like Reavo looked like he was kind of lunging for the puck too. And that's like, I couldn't tell if him lunging for the puck moved him forward and that's why he clipped his head, or if you think you're like, nah, he is just going for the hit there and you just got to be smarter about it.
Yeah, I think he was going for the hit, and it makes sense what Biz said, because you do have to look back and where the game's at, what's happening. I wasn't watching that game.
Yeah, same.
So I don't really know what was happening. So I just think, and Nurse is a big dude. Like he's probably 6'4", 6'5". So you gotta intentionally do that. I think 5 games was the right call. I'm sure Reavo is a guy that won't even argue that. I mean, obviously it hurts losing, what'd you say, $35,000, but I'm sure he'd be the first guy to tell you like, hey, that wasn't, I could have hit him in the shoulder there, but the goal, if I was that D-man and my goalie isn't like stepping out and getting in his way, or at least yelling at me that someone, not even someone, Ryan Reeves is coming down. Like I'm having words with my goalie once I wake up.
Well, yeah, and Skinner, you were saying that.
So like a few days later, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. When I can see straight, I know how many fingers he's holding up. You were saying that there's respect in the league that you're like, hey, I'm coming. But also, isn't Skinner supposed to be like, yo, fucking head up, dude? Someone's
100%.
There's you could like that's a fucking Clydesdale running down the ice. Like you could hear him trucking down for sure. And the fact that he wasn't like, hey, look out. There's a freight train heading down Broadway.
First thought, like, I cannot believe how many crossovers he does still looking down at that puck coming around the net. I'm like, buddy, holy shit.
I mean, dude, I'm completely with Yans on this one. And I think one of the big issues with these things is that term intent to injure. Well, I feel like I always get in fights with people on Twitter about this. Part of me hates that term because it sounds so malicious, but then I think Marchand did the hockey world a huge service last year after Bennett fucking donkey punched him. And instead of complaining about it in the locker room, Marchand was like, dude, I mean, a lot of you guys aren't going to want to hear this, but we are trying to hurt each other out there. Yeah. Like in these like really competitive games, you want to lay a hit and you want to make someone feel it. That doesn't mean you want to put them on IR and like injure them in a bad way with like a concussion or a ligament or something. But you're like, yeah, I'm trying to hit you hard so you feel it so you have your fucking head up next play. I think Reavo went into that play going, I'm going to fucking staple him right here. Yeah. And he caught him super wrong. And I agree. I think he'd be the first to admit, like, yeah, that was a bad fucking hit. I caught him straight in the head. That's not okay. I think that's as simple as that.
I think so too. I think I'm kind of, it's tough, dude. I mean, I was never in the fucking league and it's so fast, but it's like, as much as a good play that would have been if he stapled him in the shoulder, and it's a great energy play for the boys and whatever, I think the risk, just as a human being level, is like it's not worth it to, if you might accidentally concuss him and drill him in the jaw. We're all pro athletes here trying to play the game we love. I just think you got to be like, because it happens in football all the time, right? Where they're like, what do you want the safety to do? It's a fast game. And I'm like, I know, but I just want him to not target the dude's head with his fucking helmet. So
don't
just
send the guy into 1972,
just
please.
stand there, and if you get run over, it's a bad play and whatever, but I'd rather people not die.
So real.
That's what I was talking. You remember Hall of Fame linebacker Zach Thomas?
Yeah.
For the Dolphins. Yeah, so he's my boy down here. My kids go to there, and I was talking to him at the courts the other, because we were talking about concussions with Tua and stuff like that. I'm like, the way that they can get rid of head hunting hits in football is allow them to fight. Because if I know, like, you guys played against me in high school, I was a piece of trash in high school, hitting guys, slashing guys, and then I go to the NHL, and if you do that, some big guy is going to grab you and punch your head in. So I was like, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. Like, imagine being a free safety, lining a guy up through the middle and knowing that one of the linemen is going to come grab you and you have to fight him. No thanks.
Dude, hey, Wags, what game was that where the football guys were at the hockey game that you were just showing me?
It was the Kings.
Was it Kings? It must have been the Chargers then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
dude. Jens, our producer was just showing us a bunch of the Chargers went to a Kings game, and they were like mic'd up for content for the Chargers.
Oh, I saw that video.
Yeah, and there was a fight, and they were like, all the boys were like, "We need this. This is what we need." And I was like, "Actually, you're right. You guys do need this because it would solve a ton of problems."
Yeah.
That is so true. It's like the accountability factor.
I was telling him. Yeah, I was explaining to him because he's from Texas. He knows nothing about hockey. But I was explaining to him how, the game polices itself. Like, you get a big hit like that, you got to have to answer for your mistakes, or, worst case is, someone's going to go take out, Matthews or someone on the other team. You're going to go after the other team's best player. So you have that in your head. It's like, okay, if I hit this guy really hard or from behind, there's going to be repercussions, probably not to me, but to someone else. So it's one of those things where I thought it was just avoidable to not hit him the way that he did. He could have easily finished his check. The play would have been nothing. The play would have been the exact same no matter how he hit him.
Right. That's I think your best point, that it wasn't stopping a goal. It's just you're trying to break up the breakout, and you can do that by literally stopping and like just getting in his way. So I completely agree.
Yeah. Did you watch that Pionk hit?
Yeah. I really want your take.
Did.
As a defenseman in the league, I really want your take on it.
So he got fined $5,000, no game suspension.
Okay, I like that. I mean, you think of a guy like Keith Ballard, who's probably just like shaking his head. He's like, "How is that even a penalty? Was it even a penalty?"
I actually don't think he got called in the moment.
Dude, so my take on this is, as a guy who played defense who fucking loves a hip check, I love it. Like, I love that it's I mean, I get it. I get the clipping. Like, he gets too much of Bob Quist's leg and not like kind of square on the button of his hips. But to me, I kind of like the $5,000 PP whack. It's like, don't give him a game. That's like, hey, $5,000. Don't catch a trailing leg like that. I thought it was the right
And it's only 5K for you because it's leg. Because my reaction was what you guys said, or I think what you guys are saying, when that I was like, dude, fuck that. That's a fair play.
Live,
but I don't want that knee shit at all. So
live,
I was like,
I thought it was the cleanest hit ever. And like I said, I fucking jerk off for a hip check.
Yeah.
I live, I was like, that was fucking awesome. But then slowed down, like Bobquist's trailing leg does get, you can see it like fling out.
He does like a 540.
And that's when I'm like, oh, dude, because that shit gets a little hairy.
Yeah. So what do you think, Jens?
Did he get hurt from that?
I don't think so. He was like down on the ice, but like he got up, he came back into the game.
He played. Yeah.
Yeah. Like what's Rob Blake thinking of that? Like he was lining guys up with hip checks for 20 years, but yeah, I think that's I don't hate that play. I think Pionk's an honorable player too, but we go back to the policing itself. They play each other on Tuesday. You're telling me right now Sam Bennett isn't going to run him from, against the glass, I think they play in Winnipeg, right?
I think so.
That's where it's gonna make for good theatrics. You get two of the best teams in the league going against each other. So I think it's I don't hate that hit. I would never want to get hit like that. You don't really expect to get hit like that. It sucks when it happens, when you go ass over tea kettle, but I don't think that's like one of those plays where he's really trying to injure someone. It was kind of looked like he was beat and then just threw out the hip. I think when guys stick out their legs, I hate that. I think that's very dangerous. It's dangerous for both guys too, but that is just like, it looked like he was like, okay, I gotta clip this guy somehow, and he did it. But I wonder, did they call a penalty on that?
Dude, I don't think so.
Tripping?
For authenticity, Boquist missed practice today, but Maurice says he'll play. He should be able to play tomorrow. So he is a little dinged. It's not like it was nothing.
Okay.
Let's see if he got a penalty.
Dude, to your point, Jens, it is funny. I feel like you're always ready for shit up high. Brian Dumoulin, shout out Doomer, caught me with a hip check in a game, like square in my stomach, and just completely knocked the wind out of me. And I was not ready for it. I was waiting for something up here, so I think I braced up high, and his hip just hit me right in the fucking gut. And I was like, I might never breathe again for the rest of my life, dude. It was so unexpected. And I was like, I remember just like crunched it over going back to the bench, and people were like, you all right? And I was like, no.
Yeah. What's the wedding crashes? If I had the air in my lungs, I'd scream at you right now.
Yeah.
Dude, okay.
It's not fun getting hit low like that.
Oh,
sure,
no, dude. It's so unexpected.
Pionk got a 10-minute misconduct penalty for it in the third
that's
period.
shit. I don't like that.
That feels harsh, eh?
That's harsh. I don't like that.
I wonder, they must, so that's obviously, that's one of those ones now that they review.
They look at, I think. I wasn't watching live. They must have looked at it.
Yeah.
Dude, it's tricky because the leg shit is only bad, right? Like if you throw the leg out, it's only going to be a bad thing. It's knee on knee. It's all this shit. The hip, I'm kind of like, normally it doesn't do what it did to Boquist.
Yeah.
Like normally you just do catch him higher. So maybe he just like squatted too low, kind of. So it's hard to regulate that as player safety. What do you tell him? You're like, you can hip check, just don't bend over so far.
Well, it's just like it's the same thing with the head. Like you just got to hit him in the right spot. Like hip check's fine, just don't hit a trailing leg. Jens, we know you got to run, but if you can, we want to do one beer league hotline with you and then send you on your way.
Hell yeah.
All right, Wags, you ready?
I'm a goalie on multiple beer league teams. In one of my leagues, I was recruited to play by my friend. It's a co-ed league, and my friend's daughter and son-in-law are also on our team. The son-in-law is the best skater on our team and probably the league. Recently, the son-in-law got caught cheating on my friend's daughter, and my friend threw him off the squad. Is it offside of me to recruit him to my other league?
No.
Nope.
But dude, your friend will surely find out that you have his cheating son-in-law on your other team, right?
Yeah, but dude, like, listen, man, it's tough to find good beer league players sometimes.
That's
like,
true.
You gotta snag this kid.
Wait, it was his son? It was...
So the goalie...
What was the relation?
The goalie has a buddy, right? And the buddy is the reason the goalie's on his team. Like the buddy was like, come play on my team. So he's there. It's a co-ed league, and his buddy has a daughter who is on the team, and his son-in-law is on the team. So it's his buddy's daughter and his buddy's...
And her husband.
Her husband. The son-in-law is the best player in the league. Recently just caught cheating on his buddy's daughter. So his buddy has thrown his son-in-law off the team and potentially out of the family. I don't know if they're divorced or not. And then now, since he's a free agent, the goalie wants to recruit him to play in his other league.
Oh my god!
Because he's like, I need that guy.
Yeah, if he's that good, somebody's gonna pick him up, right?
See, that's a great
You can't
point.
you can't let talent like that go to sleep. Like, it's unfortunate that someone's heart got broken, but
Yep.
at the end of the day, we're trying to win some games here.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of my thing. It's like, listen, here's the deal. This goalie, it's not his son-in-law.
Yeah.
You know, and like that sucks, but like cheating happens. Cheating happens all the time. It's not like he's condoning it. He's just like, listen, man, that's not great, but also like we could use a few goals on my other team, so why don't you come play with us?
Yeah, you just can't slip up in the post-game beers with the buddy and the daughter talking about your other team. And you're like, oh, we had a sick win last night. You know, fucking our boy, my Jeff pumped one in overtime. And they're like,
Yeah.
You're playing with Jeff? And you're like,
You also you've gotta, if you're hypothetical Jeff, you got to be careful about locker room talk on the new team. Like, because like if you start talking about a couple dates that you've been on recently, like you got to respect the fact that that's his boy.
Good
You
point.
know, like you can't be running your mouth.
how tight do you think the
Yeah,
goalie is?
especially in a co-ed league too. You can't be. That's a no-no.
Also very
Also
true.
very true. Did not consider that.
I also need to know if they were married, then that's a little different. But if they were just dating, then I mean, come on. Like, how old does it say how old Jeff is?
He doesn't, but he does say son-in-law, so
Yeah.
I presume married.
I'm assuming married, like
Yeah.
with the title and label son-in-law. That's marriage. And also, dude,
That's yeah.
let's go back to hypothetical Jeff. How fucking dumb are you, dude? You can't be cheating on your wife. First of all, don't cheat on your wife ever.
Yeah.
But you cannot be cheating on your wife when you play on a beer league team with her and her dad. Like, what are we doing?
But at the end of the day, he's the best player. Like the girls are probably throwing themselves at him.
That's true, dude.
How is he like? He's human, you know.
Oh, it's so true.
I'd love to know. I've never even heard. I've never heard of a co-ed hockey league. I've seen it in like softball, volleyball, like we were talking
Yep.
earlier, but I've never seen it in hockey.
I guess I've never seen an official one,
neither.
but girls have played. I've been on teams out here where there's like,
Yeah.
a couple girls play on that team, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. It changes the dynamic. There's like some chirps that are flying around the ice that all of a sudden, if there's a gal on the other team, I'm a little bit like, I'm probably not
Yeah.
going to say anything in this game.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's probably
Listen.
way better because I play in this men's league, and like sometimes it gets a little chippy. I feel like the co-ed's probably the best speed, where like no one's going to be running around like acting like there's scouts in the stands maybe. So I bet that's probably a nice pace. I'm gonna look to see if they got any down here.
Yeah,
No, with
just
Jeff,
to find
though.
out.
Might be something to look into. Let's just make sure that Jeff isn't in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
because
I'll find
he's
out where this guy's
clearly
calling
out
from.
here hunting.
I need to know.
All right, Jens, you got a basketball game to get to, but as always, fucking blast having you on, brother.
Yeah, thank you, boys. Always good seeing you. Keep it up with that Muzzy too.
I
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, we'll send weekly
expecting big
updates.
things.
I've got at least another week in me, I promise.
You got to trap the germs, Dan.
True.
Yeah, overcome the germs.
Taking a break from the podcast to talk to you guys about the best way on earth to ignite your rivalry and get you fired up during the heat of sports season right now, and that is with the delicious taste of Fireball whiskey. Listen, we're in the thick of it. We're getting fired up with NFL season. We just had that crazy Bills-Chiefs game. We're getting things going. We're 20 games into the NHL season. Basketball is going nuts. We've got wild shit happening left and right. It's absolutely unbelievable. And here's the deal. When you're watching the game, you want to feel that heat. You want to feel that fire. You want to get cranked up, and you want to ignite the rivalries. When we've got games like that, Bills, Chiefs, you want to feel it. Fireball is how you do it. Whether you want to whip out a nip, do a nice little shot, whether you want to get this bad boy out, pour some drinks. I'm going to say it every single week. Give me that Diet Dr. Pepper and Fireball. It's the most delicious cocktail you've ever had. Your boy Dano just said it. Give it a shot. Fireball is going to get you to that next level. It's going to elevate your game watching experience, whether you're there at the stadium watching the game, hanging out at the house, or in a bar. You're going to feel better than ever because you're going to feel the fire and feel the energy of the game when you're having a nice drink with Fireball. You want to make sure that you take this game watching experience to that next step where you're having the most fun you can imagine and feeling the heat, baby. Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey is the best cinnamon whiskey you could ever find. It's going to make you feel good. It's getting a little colder. We talk about it all the time. It's fall. You want a nice warm feeling going through your body, make you feel nice and cozy and also pumped up. Fireball is going to do that every single time. So get yourself a shot, pour yourself a drink, make sure that you get the game fired up and dialed up every single time with Fireball. All right, babes, time to talk to you about our partners, BetMGM. Without a doubt, the best sports betting app in the game. Right now, you got to get dialed with us. CP and I have an unbelievable show where we're letting dice pick the games and the parlays for us. Are you kidding me? And here's the thing. We're up. You could be too. And we're doing it all on BetMGM. Not only is BetMGM the best app for sports gambling, it's also hooking you up. Right now, if you sign up using promo code NETTERS, get on BetMGM. You can bet up to $1,500 on anything you want. Hockey, NFL, Champions League, NBA, doesn't matter. And if you lose it, you get it all back. BetMGM's going to give all of that money back to your account so you can do it all again. And next time, win with us. We're giving you picks all the time. This is the best deal you're ever going to find with any of these different apps. BetMGM has all the best action, and we are giving you daily picks in the hockey space. And we've got people like Dr. Locks over here at Almost Friday Media giving you picks left and right. It's unbelievable. Get dialed in with us, get in on the action, and get on BetMGM right now because they are taking care of you better than anyone else, and we are going to have the best time all season long. So get fired up right now, sign up with promo code NETTERS, and let's get some picks going. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 1-800-327-5050 in Massachusetts. 21 plus only. In Arizona, Colorado, D.C., Massachusetts, Maryland, North Carolina, Virginia only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in Ontario and Puerto Rico. Huge thanks to Yans as always.
Love that guy.
He's the fucking best.
Dude, making Yans laugh brings me great joy.
It's a badge of honor.
Yes. Like if it's, and I get a lot of buddies in this office that I feel that way about too, where it's like they're funny guys. And if you get a genuine laugh, because you know what you can tell, like sometimes they're laughing because they're like, that was funny. But sometimes they're like, you got them, you know? And just whenever Yans really laughs, it makes me so happy.
Yeah, I completely agree. Let's talk about some coaches.
Yep.
Really quick. Before we move on to some of our other things, let's talk about some coaches right now and the hot seat. We are approaching the 20-game mark here for pretty much every team. And as we've said a million times, 20 games. 20 games is when things become a pattern, not random. Mm-hmm. Do you think that there are any coaches who are legitimately on the hot seat right now?
I think that there are two.
Okay. Talk to me about them.
And I think that you could argue four. Yeah, that's as far as I'll go. You could argue four, but I believe the truth is there are two.
Okay.
Number one, Mike Sullivan.
Yeah.
I just think that this start, they're 7-10-3. You know, it's early, points are jumbled, so they're 7th right now, but, you know, like, I guess they have almost the most games versus the Devils, though. You know what I mean? Like, even the Blue Jackets, 16-18. Yeah, like, if the Blue Jackets win their games in hand, the Penguins are last. And this was a season where it was like, this is unacceptable for Pittsburgh to miss the playoffs again. They have a minus 25 goal diff, which I think is only better than, no, it's the worst in the league. So I'm like, you just can't have that happen.
There he is, dude.
Am I doing this thing wrong here?
Well, hold on. I have two questions for you. Did you do that on your phone or a laptop?
iPad.
An iPad. So that's definitely connected to Wi-Fi. Then yeah, there should be a little spot that just says hang up or like end or like leave.
Leave,
Yeah, and that'll end your call, but then just leave the web browser.
Yeah, like
open.
on the iPad, if you're on Safari or Google Chrome, I imagine Google Chrome, just keep it open. And if it doesn't download,
we'll email you something.
We'll figure it out later. We can just like send you a link, and all you have to do is just open it. It's a fucking pain in the ass, but you can just click leave right now. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, we'll be good.
All right, let me know.
Yeah.
All right, see you boys.
Later,
you, bud.
bud.
I'm just gonna pick up from.
Yeah. Perfect.
That's only better than the Sharks. Actually, it's the worst in the league. That's just unacceptable. And as we've seen a million times, it's like either you make a coaching change or you blow up the team. And it's like trade everybody. I'm like, we believe in Mike, and I'm not even chirping. Like maybe they do. I'm just saying it's either like you believe in Mike and the pieces are wrong, or we believe in the pieces and the coach. We need a new voice in the room. Yeah. And I'm hard pressed to think that the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to trade Malkin and Crosby and Letang and Karlsson right now. So you can't be in last place.
Yeah, I feel like we've spent a lot of time talking about the Penguins, and I don't want to harp on it, but I agree. It does feel like you've missed playoffs 2 years in a row. It looks like you're going to miss it a third year in a row. I think Dubas is on the hot seat as far as I'm concerned. I'm not saying Dubas is going to get fired. I think it's too early for a GM to get fired.
Yep.
But I think pretty much every single decision Dubas has made has been wrong so far. Or maybe not wrong. That's harsh. It just hasn't worked out. But yeah, it just feels like, I don't know how much longer you can put up with what's going on in Pittsburgh. I'm also not sure how much stock I put into this, but there are a lot of people saying that Sullivan's just not going to get fired because he's the Four Nations Cup coach.
Oh, interesting.
And if that is the reason, I think that's really stupid.
What?
I think that's really stupid. It's like,
dude, give him more time to focus on Four Nations.
You're letting your team struggle for the sake of what? Optics? It's just
bananas, dude.
That would be insane.
And the other one, obviously, we've talked about this too much, so I don't need to dig in, is Andrew Burnett. 6-10-3. Like, and again, we've said all this, not a Trotz guy. Like, maybe the system's wrong for the offensive firepower you brought in, whatever. Yeah. But like, we are now. You need a spark immediately. If you're like, Pittsburgh is not making playoffs. Yeah. I don't give a fuck what they do.
Yeah.
The Predators could make the playoffs. You just need.
Seems crazy to say, but I agree.
You just need a 180 right now.
Yeah.
So it's like something's got to go. I don't believe Monty's on the hot seat. I don't believe his seat is cold. Is it cold if you have job security? Is your seat cold? That feels so shitty. If you have a cold butt.
I think it's comfortable.
Thank God, dude. Imagine having a cold butt.
That would suck.
At your job every day.
That would really suck.
I think Monty's seat is warm, but I don't think it's hot.
Okay.
And I think his is like barely warm. And then Derek Lalonde. Is it Lalonde? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Derek Lalonde is warmer than Monty's.
Oh, I think definitely.
But I won't quite go hot.
Oh,
yet.
I think I'm going to hot seat Lalonde.
Okay. 7-9-1.
It's the only reason I think they're not is because it's just such a hard division.
That's what I'm saying.
But you just can't be 7-9-1.
But
do not drop below 500, dude. Like that Wings team, you just can't.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think he's going anytime this year. But if they miss playoffs again, I think it's
fair. I like that.
That's going to be sketchy shit. Can I do a mini Dantrum?
Yeah.
And put something else on the hot seat?
I'd love that.
This is something that's been bothering me for a while. I'm putting tipping on the hot seat.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
And I'm not talking about tipping.
Not Joey Pav.
Like Joe Pavelski. I'm talking about tipping on a bill in the United States.
This is about to, hey, strap in, everybody. This is about to get gnarly.
It's about to get gnarly. And I know I'm Positivity Dan.
Not positive tipping.
So I don't want to be negative here, but I've got some things to say. Mm-hmm. Number one, we need to get rid of tipping where tipping does not belong. I think tipping is stupid in general, but here's a good example.
You're like Dwight Schrute.
Why would I tip someone for something that I'm perfectly capable of doing myself?
Who does he tip?
His urologist, because he cannot pulverize his own kidney stones, which is fair. Here's the thing. Great example. I don't even drink coffee, but here's a good one. You go to a Starbucks, you go to a coffee shop, you walk up to the counter, you order your coffee, they take it, they ask for your name, they then swipe your card and flip the iPad screen, and it says 20%, 18%, or like, I think sometimes it's 22%, 20%, 18%.
Dude, yeah.
You don't get a tip from me.
Yep.
for simply taking my order. You are paid by that establishment.
Yep.
You did nothing. You did nothing but take my order. That does not get you a tip. Like, we're done here.
Yeah.
That does not get you a tip. So that one right there begins our discussion about tipping.
Mm-hmm.
Here is what pisses me off about tipping these days. And this is I'm being very serious. I want to start a movement here.
Yeah.
And I feel that we should eliminate tipping in general.
Okay.
And places should just pay your employees a decent wage and give them health insurance in a country where you need health insurance.
Okay.
So that should be, get rid of tipping, pay them a good wage, and add, X% to every bill, because that takes care of their health insurance and we don't need tipping anymore.
Okay. 60% of every restaurant you've ever heard of is now out of business. Restaurants scraping by as it is, Dan.
Yeah,
scraping by as it is.
Can't find anyone to work
paying
here.
waitresses $3 an hour. They're scraping by. If you want them to pay the waitresses $20 an hour, then now they can't.
I'll kindly ask you to not interrupt me again when I'm on a tantrum.
I just need you to know the facts.
I think that there are plenty of restaurants here in LA and across the globe, but let's just keep it to the US that do this, and they're doing great.
Okay.
Because you know why? When you hire an employee and you go, hey, we don't do tipping here because we pay you more and we add a percentage to every bill to take care of your health insurance. So you have health insurance with this service job. Mm-hmm. You hire good people who are like, oh, I'm going to take this job very seriously. I'm not going to fucking bail and call out of work last minute because it's a good job. But let's get back to basics here. Tipping used to be built on the foundation of you get what you earn.
Right.
20% has become this bizarre standard where we all just go,
right.
I tip 20% no matter what because I don't want to be an asshole, which I'm a part of the problem.
Mm-hmm,
I do that. Mm-hmm. I never want to be known as a bad tipper. So I will tip 20% at least. However, I feel as though today's day and age, these kids, servers know that now, and they just expect it now. They expect 20%. So they do a shitty job.
Yeah.
And I just need us to get back to basics. You get the tip that you deserve. If you do a great job, if you make sure that our food is brought out at the same time, if you make sure that it's exactly what we ordered, if you're attentive to our needs without being annoying and pestering, 20% all day, baby.
Yep.
But when you do a shitty job at serving my food,
is he doing a good job cleaning the pool, dude?
I should be able to go, here's a 5% tip.
You'd go as low as 5.
If they did a really bad job, all right, not without suing it. I don't want to sue anyone, but this past Sunday.
Yeah, nightmare. Yeah, I was there.
You were there.
Unacceptable.
You were there.
Unacceptable.
We were at a bar in Culver City of Los Angeles. I'm not going to say what bar. And we were with 4 people. We all ordered drinks and we ordered food. Most of the drinks were not alcoholic.
Yeah.
They were Diet Cokes and iced tea.
It's also true.
2 separate times, our waitress forgot, our server forgot who ordered what beverage. So a Diet Coke just never came out. We had to go again. Hey, by the way, can I get that? When taking our food order, it went to the first person. You ordered,
dude.
Then she looks at me
iconic.
and I went like this. I need a second. I'm gonna go last, please. And she goes, okay, great. Takes the other 2 people's order and then walks away.
Went to a new table.
We had to flag her down to be like this. Hey, I didn't order. And she was like, oh yeah, sorry about that. Then the food came out and it just came out randomly.
I was done with my meal.
CP's burger came out. You sat there like a polite man for 15 minutes.
Till it was cold.
And then it was cold and we were like, dude, just eat. You ate and finished your entire meal before my food came out.
My entire cold burger was in my belly before your food arrived.
That person deserved 5%, if that.
I was going to say 0. Is there a 0?
There should be a 0. And what pisses me off is it's gonna take a tough period of explanation.
Yeah.
When I go, here's 5%. There's gonna be a time where a server comes up to me and goes, why? I'm sorry. Why did I get such a bad tip? And I reserve the right to go like this. Oh, you did a horrible job.
Mm-hmm.
You were bad at your job. Therefore, you do not deserve a 20% tip.
I am with you,
Get
buddy.
your 20% tip when you fucking earn it.
I'm with you.
And here's the thing, man. I feel bad because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people in the DMs, a lot of people going, you don't understand. You don't know how hard servers have. Yeah, I fucking do. Did that job for almost a decade. And here's the thing, folks.
It's pretty easy.
It's not hard. It is
it's pretty
not a
fucking
hard
easy.
job. Does it get busy sometimes? Sure. It is not a hard fucking job. And if it's too hard for you, I understand. Do something else.
Yeah.
Because here's the
World
thing.
needs plenty of janitors.
Standard 20% tip, it's got to go. We are done here.
Yep.
This is a movement. We're starting it right now on the Empty Netters podcast. Tipping 20% is no longer standard. Tip 20% if they fucking deserve it. And if they don't, feel comfortable. You've got a stamp of approval from your boy Dano here. Feel comfortable tipping 15. Feel comfortable tipping 10. If they sucked at their job, don't tip them 20% because they don't fucking deserve it.
And when you go back to that place and they spit in your food,
Why would you go back
it's
to that
Dan's
place?
fault. Good point. Good point.
This
You'll
is
never
what
go
I
back.
said at the bar.
You'll
I
never
said
go
at this
back.
bar yesterday. I said, I am putting this place on my shit list. I'm not coming back here anymore. The service is fucking terrible.
Yep.
Solved. Let's
We
move
got the
on.
table to pound on it, Dan. Pound on it.
I already did.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to overpound.
Yeah.
We are doing a emergency pod segment right now. Crazy shit happened today. As some of you know, we record the pod on Mondays. And here's the deal. Tuesday came with a lot of news. A lot of shit went down. So we had to get back in the lab on our Zoom recording here, and we're doing it because some shit happened. We're going to start right off the bat with the huge elephant in the room. The Boston Bruins have officially fired coach Jim Montgomery. Assistant, is he Chris? Was Sacco the assistant or the associate coach?
I think it's assistant. Is
Assistant
what you say,
coach
yeah.
Joe Sacco has been named interim head coach. So, guy who's been with the organization since the mid 2010s. Want to give a quick, huge shout out to our boy Mike Grinnell. He was all over this. I think it was last week. He said at the first sign of trouble, Montgomery's going to get fired and Sacco's going to be given the job. Well, here we go. Joe Sacco has been named interim head coach of the Boston Bruins. Jim Montgomery fired. How do we feel?
How's that his seats only warm take, CP, that you all literally just heard me talking about on Monday? And now, granted, he hadn't lost to the Blue Jackets 6-1 yet. So I want to give myself a little bit of a break here. But dude, it's
Do me a favor, dude. Tilt that computer screen down. I can barely see you.
how's this?
That's
Is this
better,
better?
dude. That's way better. That's way better.
Hey, honey, did you get the presents I mailed to you? I am going to sound like an idiot here, maybe, per usual, but that was not the problem. And I know it's like, how many times do you get called a horse before you get fit for a saddle type situation where the data speaks? Like, I think in the pod that is out that people are listening to for this one, we're talking about the Matthews thing where we're like, the numbers don't lie, dude. If you're winning without the guy, then it's something, you know? So I don't want to be that moron that's just not listening to data, but I take no issue with anything Jim Montgomery has did during his Boston tenure. He coached a team to the best regular season record of all time, and then, oh my God, he blew a 3-run lead in the first round. That was against an absolute wagon team who went to the Cup that year, won the Cup. Dude, it's not a good loss. You're up 3-1. But it's like, turns out that was what happened this year to Dallas, Vegas. Like, that first round matchup was the two best teams in the East, period. And we lost in 7. Should you have won? Yes. Were you up 3-1? Yes. All that shit. But that was the Eastern Conference Finals, and you lost in 7. So in my mind, he lost in the Eastern Conference Finals in year 1. This is a total spin zone, but you hear my point. And then the next year, we're almost wire to wire first on a team that none of us thought were good. I picked to damn near miss the playoffs. He got so much out of them, beat a better than us Leafs team in the first round, and then lost to the Cup champions in 6. And then this year, all hell breaks loose. But all hell, I think, has broken loose due to Marshy's not 100%. Pasta's not 100%. Swayman's fucking contract got all fucked up. Like, it was you've said it a million times, it was an off season of hell, from hell. And yeah, this is a nightmare, and it's unacceptable. We're 8-9 with fucking 20 games, 8-9 and whatever. It's not good. But I just don't take any issue with this, dude. Like, this is, if anything, this is like the first hiccup. Usually it's like, okay, dude, hey, slap on the wrist. We got to be better. Like, this is the first sign of trouble at all from this guy, in my opinion. And they're like, you're fucking fired. I was like, bro, that is insanity.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I think that the President's Trophy year loss to Florida is unacceptable. I know that Florida was a wagon, and then they did go to the Stanley Cup, and then they went right back and won it, which means that they are a fantastic team. But you're up 3-1. You had chances at home. You just can't lose that. But they go back the next year, have another great year. They win against a tough Toronto team. They take that Florida team to 6 that goes on and wins the Cup. People who are like, last year was a failure too, I'm a little bit scratching my head like, what are you talking
That's
about?
insane.
Like,
That's insane.
You're without Bergeron, you're without Krejci, you go to the second round and you lose to the Stanley Cup champions in 6. Like, that is not a failure of a year. So there's a lot of hardo Bruins fans online right now who are being like, time's up for Montgomery, blah, blah, blah. I think you're so wrong on that. I think Montgomery is a phenomenal coach. I think the boys love him. I will say, being a fan of this team, watching the Boston Bruins, I don't know what the hell is going on. There is a definite element of just lackluster performance, and it looks like they're dejected. They're out of it.
Yeah,
It's
been unacceptable this year.
They do not look like they are dialed into the season right now. We've got 2 instances now of Marchand and Montgomery yapping at each other on the bench. I don't know what's being said in those moments, but you never like to see that. So the boys definitely do need to get their shit together. They need to get a kick in the ass, and that's what this move is. We talked about it last year when Edmonton made a coaching change. It's not always the coach's fault. Sometimes it's barely the coach's fault at all. It's just the easiest axe to swing, to quote myself. Mm-hmm. And I think it's fucking bullshit. I really do. I think Montgomery's going to get hired immediately if he wants. And my take, CP, is I wouldn't be surprised if we see a windfall of coaching changes come up within the next week or two because
he's available. Yeah.
If you're the Detroit Red Wings, if you're the Nashville Predators, if you are the Pittsburgh Penguins, who just had another brutal loss tonight, it's Wednesday night or Tuesday night to Tampa Bay, there's a chance that they go, Jim Montgomery's fucking available out of nowhere. We got to make a change right now so we can make him an offer. And you never know. If you're a coach, you get fired, you don't necessarily want to jump right back into a team. You want to take a second, think about your shit. There's a chance Montgomery takes the season off. Mm-hmm. I just think he's such a good coach. He's going to get hired, and it's all about what he wants, because this felt like a just ruthless, crazy firing to me. I know something had to change, but we like we say all the time, we don't want to talk about anyone's job. We don't want to say someone should get fired. But if we're being harsh and looking at the situation, I think the wrong person was fired here in Boston. I really do. You don't want to talk about any players on that team, but there's a chance that certain players were brought in that necessarily aren't the best fit. There are just things that they're doing. 'Cause this is something that always grinds my gears. People talk about the ups and downs in Providence. You want to talk about Merkulov getting his first 2 games of the season in the last 2. Way too late, as far as I'm concerned. Some of the guys who've been brought up and down, Lysel has still not been given a single fucking chance. Also, he was supposed to be the starting second line right wing. He hasn't got a single game this year yet. That is not Jim Montgomery's fucking call. He does not make that decision. So when we keep saying that clip of ours that went viral, Monty's doing what he can with what he's given. And it's just, it's tough. Like, there's that Bill Parcells quote that's like, if someone comes home with shitty, ingredients, shitty vegetables from the grocery store, you can't expect to make a good meal. And it's just, I think that this is incredibly unfair. And it happens. I'm not going to sit here and bitch. I know it sounds like I've been bitching, but I feel for Jim Montgomery. I think he's a phenomenal coach. I think the stats prove it. What is it? He's like the 3rd best winning percentage ever in his tenure with Boston. Insane. And I just, if I were him, I would have felt blindsided by this. And it's just ruthless. We tweeted out the insane stat that in Cam Neely's tenure as vice president and or president of the Boston Bruins, this is now the third Jack Adams winning coach he's fired. And, there were a couple hardos who were like, Jack Adams winners gets fired all the time. And I'm like, sure, dude, but three in three in less than 20 years feels a little fucking crazy to me. And it's just, you're right. Like, this is the first sign of trouble. And I'm just shocked that this is what's going on. Like the Jacobs family just looking at Neely and Sweeney and being like, yep, keep making the calls, boys. Everything's looking great. I'm just blown away.
There's no other way to have immediate effect or immediate impact. Like the coach change, you can be like, oh, the boys have a spark now. If Don Sweeney got fired today, if the announcement was like Don Sweeney's out, I don't know that you see the impact, right? Like, it's not like, oh, out on the ice, the boys have way more jump. It's a new system. They're here in Monty Moore. Like, it just doesn't work like that. So in-season shit, fucking in-season panic buttons, which is what this is either the coach or it is like a massive overhaul of like, let's trade Marshy and, blah, blah, blah. And like, you need a willing partner for that. It just wasn't going to happen. The coach goes because it's a fucking panic button, which is exactly what this is. And the fact that this Bruins team coming in, Dan, I'm actually kind of just processing this in real time right now. I spent, and I know you did too, I spent all of last year salivating over this Bruins season. Yeah. The Bruins front office gets all that cap space to play with. They get this foundation to build on. I can't wait for the 2024-25 Bruins. And what do we have, dude? A nuclear fucking meltdown that just got the coach fired, and you might miss playoffs. Yeah. And I'm like,
and we called it, man. People listening right now, you say whatever the fuck you want to say. I don't care anymore. The Swayman situation was a fumble by the front office, and it was a fumble all the way back in May. It is what it is. Like May, June, you fucked up, you dragged this out, and it fucked with the whole team. It is so clear that it is fucked with the whole team. And the wrong guy got fired. It's just that's how I feel. And frankly, I can't believe that there are fans who feel differently, but that's the beauty of sports. I think the big questions are that I have for you. Do you think Sacco makes a difference? Do you think that, this is enough of a changeup? It's crazy to me to hear Sweeney and Neely say these comments like, we need a big mix up. And then they fire Montgomery, which is a fucking laugh riot. And then they go, and the assistant coach is now the head coach.
Yep. I think no. What sucks is Joe we know his son a little bit. Like, there's a great Bruins legacy family, right? It's been there a long time, and I think
Sacco's a great coach.
Yeah, and he's run the penalty kill. The penalty kill's been so good over the years, and it's actually not very good this year. But nothing was good for the first 20 games here. Do I think he's smart? Hell yeah. Do I think the boys trust him? Hell yeah. Is he literally just a new voice? Yes. So maybe it's the fucking Oilers thing. Like, I never know who's telling the truth, but McDavid said a million times, Woodcroft, it wasn't his fault. He was like, that wasn't the issue. And I'm sure the boys right now in Boston are saying that wasn't the issue. But sometimes this is a slap in the face where you're like, Jesus Christ, dude, we're embarrassing ourselves. So if he does make a difference, and I don't even mean this as a disrespectful comment to Joe. If he does make a difference, I don't think it's because Joe's a way better coach and blah, blah, blah. I just think it's because the boys are like, yo, we got to try harder, I guess, or something.
Got to respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. It's one of those things. It's interesting. You just said he's a new voice. I don't even think he's a new voice. He's the same voice in a different role. And it's like, maybe that works. But, maybe it doesn't. And what's interesting is if it doesn't work, I don't think it's on Sacco. And if it does work, I don't think it's 100% credit to Sacco, like you just said. And what really pisses me off, we said this about the Oilers last year as well. It's like, if this does work and the boys snap into it, part of me feels like, and who knows? We're not in that locker room. Maybe it is. Maybe I don't think it is at all, but maybe it is all because of the Montgomery switch up. But if it's literally just a matter of the boys woke up, like they got a kick in the pants and they were like, holy shit, guys, like we can't be fucking around like this. It makes you want to be like, are you fucking serious, guys? Like you got this guy fired. You came out fucking moping and pouting and you sucked through 20 games and you got a guy fired who's been nothing but nails for you.
And perfect for this team. And it makes me sick, dude.
It does. So, I suppose in closing, two big things for me is I'm very interested to see what happens with the other coaching carousel. The other guys in the hot seat that we mentioned, does this instigate oh shit, like maybe we should look to get some people, or excuse me, maybe we look to make some moves so we can get Montgomery. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then the other one is just like, what happens next in Boston, dude? Because, you're right. They are cap strapped, and you wonder if the next 20 games go similar and one of these teams like Ottawa, Detroit, Buffalo, they take that step up and they're like, we are the fourth team in the Atlantic and you're missing playoffs.
Yeah.
You got Brad Marchand, who's about to be a UFA. You've got some guys on these contracts that are like, well, if this team ain't doing it, there might be serious moves made. So big eyeballs on Boston for the next 20 games. No doubt about it.
Absolutely. Let's give the people a few minutes on Ovi too.
Yes, quick discussion on Alex Ovechkin. This episode you'll see as we jump back in. Top of the ep, we talk about him. We talk about him more later. He's just been absolutely on fire. And then Monday night, he's just buzzing, scoring from his office, looking amazing, and then gets in a leg-on-leg, knee-on-knee collision with McBain in Utah, goes down to the ice, helped off the ice. He came back, skated around a little bit, but he left. The team has said he is going to be out on a week-to-week basis. Now, I don't want to break any news here. Our sources, who have always been very trusted to us, say things aren't great with Ovi. The hope is it is still week-to-week, but it looks like it is a not insignificant injury.
Yes,
so time will be missed. And our guess is something like 4 to 6 weeks. Now, that's not a disaster, but when I tweeted out, it's not what you want to hear. If it's people are saying, well, if it's still week to week, why isn't it something you want to hear? And I'll say the answer is because if it is something like, a significant injury, not just a strain, not just a knock, you worry about the repercussions. You worry about the lingering injury and then the recovery time. If it's something that's just like, I got a knock, I need 2 weeks off. A lot of guys can just bounce right back. It's just like a rest. Mm-hmm. But if it's like an injury, and now you need to recover and you need to get back, oh, fuck me, man. It just felt like he was scoring 50 easy.
It was crazy,
breaking the record and leading this Caps team to like very possibly, Chris, a fucking Met first place. And then like maybe a cup run here. So you just hate to see Ovechkin at his age go down with an injury. It fucking sucks.
Shit play, and I don't mean shitty play, just like complete shit luck. Yeah. I'm not even gonna. We have been told what we think it might be. I thought it was something else at first. I'm not even gonna get into that shit. I'm gutted for all the Ovi bettors that were like hammering that over, because I was like, dude, I can't believe I didn't take this, and this is the exact thing you didn't want to see happen. I almost feel like I jinxed it because I kept saying like, barring injury, he's easily breaking it this year.
I know, like, and you didn't jinx it. I'm not putting that on you.
Everybody was saying that. I think
everyone's saying that.
I'm hopeful that we know what healthy Ovi can do still. So however long this takes, I'm hopeful that he will come back. He'll take long enough to make sure he comes back healthy Ovi and will just be this hot again.
100%. And dude, can you imagine, dude, if he misses like 4 weeks and then he comes back and like goes nuclear and does it in like the last 2 games of the season? If
he could still do it, dude. We'll see we'll see the timeline. I'm a little worried, but it doesn't matter. Nightmare scenario for him. Capitals fans, I wouldn't lose your shit yet. I think you've got a good squad and you're going to be okay. And just hope he gets back. Hope the boys can hope this something. Maybe they needed this, Dan. Maybe they needed this.
I will put an end to it on this one. You can't do it on this one. You cannot. Because you know what makes me sad, Chris, is like he's the captain. You're already down Oshie. He's the captain. He's playing well. He's playing balanced, like we said. Like he had 13 goals and 10 assists. He's got guys like Stromer going. So I am worried. If I were a Caps fan, I obviously you lose Ovi, you're like, fuck me. I agree. I'm not panicking, but I'm like, fuck, this isn't good, and that just sucks. So hoping big time that this is a super speedy recovery.
Yep, same.
All right, let's get back into the normal episode. That was our emergency insert, because breaking news needs to be addressed. Let's move on and let's get into some power rankings.
We're going to do a new segment. We actually did this during the playoffs, but we're going to bring it to some regular season action. It's the Powers Rankings. Dan and I are going to tell you the 5 best teams in the league right now in order, and we can't get out of this segment until we agree. Dan, it's not just about points.
No.
It's not just about stats or plus minus, and it's also not just about gut feeling. It's about all of those things in a crock pot, simmering, and you got a stew going now.
Now you got a stew.
Can we agree the Jets are 1, or are we not even going to agree on that before we get into this?
I think we can.
I know they've stumbled a bit lately.
No. Yeah,
but
that
I just
doesn't-
still think the Jets are the best team in the league right now.
doesn't matter to me. I think the Jets were going to go at 1, but I am going to say Florida is a close second.
Oh, I'm not even sure I have them too.
Oh, you're fucking so dumb, dude.
It's just a little bit of, like we said, Bob's been a tiny bit leaky.
Sure. Who do you have 2?
Carolina.
Ugh.
They've just been scorching.
Dude, Carolina fans are so cocky and horny right now.
I know. It's ridiculous.
So all over me in Hockey Talk Sunday. They've been in the DMs. Can you give them flowers? We just stroked off Marty Natchez for 30 minutes last episode. I don't know what more you want.
Yep.
Carolina is sick, but like I told you, I'm done with regular season Carolina Hurricanes.
Until they got a superstar, which someone is playing with a
It doesn't
superstar.
matter. I don't give a fuck. I'm done with regular season Carolina Hurricanes. They're always good. They're always a contender. Everyone always goes, don't sleep on the Hurricanes. Hurricanes fan goes, we're always getting disrespected. And then what happens? You fucking get swept in the conference finals every year. They're
Fair.
By the way, they're in this powers
that's what I was
ranking.
going to say, yeah.
But I'm done.
You can be done. They just deserve to be
done.
in here.
I'm done stroking them off.
Okay, so you want Florida 2. I want Canes 2. Would you go Canes 3?
Absolutely.
Because I think I had Florida 3. Okay, I'll give you that win for now.
Okay.
I think you're still having tantrum residuals.
No, it's
So
accountability.
Yeah. So
Jets,
Panthers, Canes. And now, ones that are interesting to me.
I love New Jersey. I love Minnesota. I love Vegas.
I love Minnesota and
I
Vegas
love
more
Dallas.
than I like Jersey. And I got a sneaky one. Oh, maybe the Caps.
I love the Caps. I love the Rangers.
And I don't think they're in this right now.
I don't think so either, but
and
I
I
do like
also
them.
love the fucking Leafs, dude.
Yeah.
Which is fucked, but I love it.
I love the Leafs. I'm going to be honest, though. I think Tampa's better than the Leafs.
No, come on.
Dude, the Leafs are 11-6-2. Tampa is 9-6-2. They have 3 games in hand.
Yep.
Like-
But they got to win them, though.
Sure. Just saying.
Leafs won them all. Okay, I think I'd even go Wild 4.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Wild. For me, it's Wild, Vegas.
Dallas, dude. Dallas. Oh, my God.
I don't know, dude.
You're wasting the listeners' time here with all this research and dead air. You gotta add the gut in here.
Yep. Okay, give me Wild 4.
Okay?
4th best team in the league right now.
I can agree on that.
And then 5th, I'm either Vegas, Caps, or Toronto, and that's it.
Yeah, see, I love Vegas. I think they had a tough loss last night, was it?
Yeah, they got pumped, I think.
To Washington. Washington, honestly,
right,
to
so
me, like Washington might get the edge up over them because of that Ovi hat trick and pumping.
Yeah, so Washington, 12-4-1, 7.35 win percentage. God, that's actually
That's
so
Caps.
so nasty.
Cappies are 5.
Caps.
We've been talking a lot about the Cappies for a good reason. We're not going to skimp over that.
I fucking love that.
We're going Caps at 5.
Jets, Panthers,
Jets,
Canes.
Panthers, Canes,
Wild,
Wildcats.
Caps.
That is our powers ranking best 5 teams in the league right now.
Can I ask you something about the Leafs here?
Of course.
Austin Matthews' last 2 games, because he's missed 6 straight now, are a 4-2 loss to the Blues on the road, no points, -1, and then a 2-1 OT loss to the Wild on the road, tough game. He had an assist, +1. Since he's been out, 4-0 home win versus the Bruins, 3-1 home win versus the Wings, 4-1 home win versus the Habs, 3-0 home loss versus the Senators, 4-3 OT win on the road versus the Caps, very tough game, 4-3 OT win at home versus the Oilers.
Dude, so let me interrupt you.
Yep.
We talked about this last year.
I was about to say that.
We did a whole
Yep.
segment on
Yep.
this, and I actually addressed it on Hockey Talk yesterday. we started this narrative, like this is our fault,
Yep.
but it's now being talked about by very serious Big J journos.
Yep.
And for that, I apologize to the world.
Correct.
Like we started this stupid narrative, but unfortunately the numbers don't lie. The Toronto Maple Leafs have a better record without Austin Matthews in the lineup. That's not a take, that's a fact.
Yep.
Now, does that mean they are better without him? No. They do, however, unfortunately win more games than they lose. So it's something, all I'm saying is this, it's something to think about. Like if you are the Toronto Maple Leafs, truly, I'm being very, very serious. Tree Living, Berube, you should look at how you're playing without him and figure out what's going on and then figure out how to implement him back in the lineup while keeping whatever vibes you've got going on when he's out.
Dude,
because
yes.
Unfortunately, they are literally statistically better when he's not on the ice.
Exactly. So it's easy to say this is stupid because Austin Matthews is fucking nasty and he should be, you want him on your team a million fucking times out of 10.
100%.
And shout out Bill Simmons, OG, older listeners that liked the sports guy back in the day will remember this. He coined this phrase, the Ewing effect, the Patrick Ewing effect. And it was that the Knicks were better when Patrick Ewing wasn't in, even though he was the best player in the league. Or, Jordan was in the league, but he was one of the best players in the league. And it's because, according to Bill,
They played up.
everyone stepped up because
Yeah.
they were like, we don't have Patrick Ewing. And I'm not even sure. Maybe it was what's happening in the playoffs when he was out because it was like the playoffs, it's the Bruins, like we got to fucking go, boys. We don't have Matthews. I'm hard pressed to think in the regular season with Matthews out, the boys are like, we got to step up. But it is, they just play differently. And I'm not even saying harder. I'm just like, maybe they pass it more. Maybe they're not looking to get Matthews the puck all the time. Whatever. I don't know. I don't watch Leafs games intently enough to be like, here's the microscopic difference with him out. But I'm so with you, dude, in that, and for the millionth time, you want Matthews. I love him. He's one of my favorite players in the league. Something is different when he's out that you need to figure out what that is and translate it to when he's in.
100%.
Because this is not fake.
Do you think he's a puck hog?
No, and I know Kipper, everybody's
sure?
talking about
69 goals.
but I don't think he's a puck hog. I just think he shoots. You know what I mean? I think there's a difference. Like some guys are holding it. It's like, move the puck, dude. He's not holding it. He's just, because it's on his stick and it's on the net.
Yeah. But maybe he's being like, pass me the fucking puck.
Yeah, but I'm hard pressed to get mad about that because he scores 70 fucking goals.
Yeah, but then they lose every year.
They lose every year. They do lose every year. But I mean, they had the last 3 seasons. I think the Leafs have broke their franchise win record in the regular season too.
Hang the banner, dude.
Hang the banner, and they made the second round. Hang the banner. So he's doing something good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not ignorable in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what sucks. Is obviously we're doing a bit here, but it is unfortunately you can't ignore it anymore.
It's wild.
And I don't mean to say you gotta keep him out of the lineup, but you do need to address it. Maybe
Yep.
be like, hey, why are we winning when he's out?
Yeah,
and losing?
what's happening? Why we play differently?
It's absolutely crazy. Let's go on from our best teams right now to our best lineup right now.
Yep.
Starting 6, left wing. I'm going to start with Mason Marchment.
I love it, Dan.
Mason Marchment, 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points in 3 games.
Ooh.
We actually picked Marchment in our huge parlay of
Yep.
goal scorers to pick 20 this year. Started really slow.
Yeah.
Really slow, and I was like, shit, because he's playing great. If you're watching Stars games, he's all over the ice. He's playing really well. I love this line of him, Sags, and Dutchy. They're just gritty. They're gritty, and they're weirdly
having a
flashy
year, too,
sometimes.
dude.
So is Sagan.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden, Marchment's woken up. Like I just said, 9 points in those 3 games. He's all over the place, and I love this fucking Dallas team.
One thing we almost went here was Mikko Rantanen also having a great week. And I wanted to ask you, Dan, because I looked this up. Nate, 33, Kale, 25, Moose, 25. Those 3 players account for 49% of the Avs' points this year.
Yeah.
And I felt that the Avs were top-heavy, especially going to the playoffs the last couple years. And that's what's cost them. I'm really interested to see Landy back on the ice, the choo-choo train, get
Mind right.
mind right back.
Seeing Landy skating just brought me so much joy.
Ross telling us
crazy.
feeling better, getting there.
Yep.
If that scoring can spread out, and I'm not even saying those guys slow down. I'm just saying as long as you don't get to go, let's just take away that first line and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
The Avs are a fucking problem.
100%. I still think goalie's an issue.
Yep.
You know what? I've realized so much. This kind of goes back into me bitching and moaning about the Canes. I am such a goalie slut.
Yeah.
Like
You would have thought I was.
I know. Well, you're into protecting our goalies, which I respect. I'm such a goalie slut in the sense that I don't believe in anyone who doesn't have a good goalie. Mm-hmm. I really don't.
Yeah. They can surprise you, but you're not buying it.
And I'm like, yeah, you'll play great all regular season, but I just think in the playoffs, I'm like, I'm never gonna buy stock in you. And obviously we've got a couple examples of teams winning a cup in the last 10, 20 years who didn't have a great goalie, but I just think we have more examples of teams winning with a great goalie. So I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm never gonna buy you. And I just think that's hurting Colorado. And ironically, they're one of the teams that won. Like, I think Kemper's great, but like Kemper's not a top 5 goalie in the league. He's not a top 8 goalie in the league. So it's just always something that holds me back with these teams. Yep. They're going to be great. There's another part of me that thinks like when you have what'd you say 44% of your goals on 49.
Yeah.
Jesus. And like 3 guys. It's not great, but I'm also like, well, people can wake up in playoffs. Like, if you're going to finish first or second in your division, I don't give a fuck who's scoring. Playoffs, it does need to spread out. Yeah. It's just like that is not sustainable in playoffs. But as we know, playoffs is a different beast.
Starting center, our boy Jacko, the Shrimp King himself. 6-game point streak, 12 points in his last 5, 27 points on the year, 5th most in the league. But, Dan, I don't even want to talk about Jack. I do want to talk about Mark Stone missed his 5th straight game Sunday with a lower body injury. There's no timetable on his return. You said before the season started that this Vegas team is no longer deep enough to survive injuries from their top players. They're currently still in first. How long can they survive this?
Well, I think we just saw they got PP whacked by the Caps last night, 5-2. Ovi, Hattie. And those are the games. That was at home, by the way, in Vegas.
Vegas never loses at home.
Those are the games where I'm like, there you go. So, I mean, certainly not long. Like, if Stone is out until post-deadline.
Dude, you hate with Stone. It's always the, like, we don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like,
LBI.
What is fucking wrong with you, dude? Every time.
And I'm also a big defender of him. Like, he is hurt. Like, he's actually
agreed.
hurt. Like, what, do you have a lacerated spleen last time? Part of me wants to be like, are you okay, dude?
Dude, I just want the guy to break his foot once so they can go 6 weeks.
Or how about this? Don't do that.
Yeah, or stay healthy.
Don't get hurt. Like, why are you always getting hurt? And that's not a knock on him. It's like, it's our boy Osh, too. I'm like, stop putting your body on the line so much, dude.
Okay, that's how he plays.
Maybe fucking Flamingo one time. Yep. Don't block that shot. Don't finish that check. Stay healthy for me. Fucking Christ. These guys, it's too much. Stop fucking getting hurt.
Yep.
So, yeah, it makes me nervous. We talked about him earlier. Starting right wing, Marty Necas. Just nothing you can say. The guy is absolutely insane. He's been playing a bit of center too, sure, whatever. But he is fucking nasty. 10 goals, 17 assists during this streak, 27 points. I mean,
so sick. The 13-game point streak, they're 11-2, and he's filth.
He's going. I mean, again, barring injury, he's going to shatter his career high. I think it was 71 points.
Yeah. How do you think he goes?
I think he gets 90 this year.
He goes and go Hundy?
Oh, you never know. Things happen.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
I'm saying 90. 90 is my number.
Okay.
I think he's getting 90. That's where I'm like, I'm guaranteeing he gets 90.
Yeah. Wow. I might go Hundy.
Go for it.
No. Well, yeah, I'll go Hundy.
Yeah, go for it. Jarvy's out. I think he's picking up some slack with Jarvy out.
That's why I paused. I was like, well,
but I mean,
those goals out.
He just looks so good. And so does Carolina. Like, like we're teasing earlier, but like they look so great, and they're also just getting production from guys that you don't expect.
Yep.
And that is fucking sick.
Sick. Left D, we're going Rasmus Dahlin. Been wanting to say this guy's name all year, Dan. Finally got in there. He's got a 6-game point streak during which he has 9 points. He scored a goal in 4 of his last 5 games, including 3 straight. Scored a goal in 3 straight. He's up to 5 goals on the year, which is only behind Kale in goals. He's on pace for 73 points, which would tie his career high. They need him, obviously. And I was thinking when I saw that he was being really productive, and I know Tage has been out, but I was like, has Buffalo been streaking at all? And I wanted to check, and they did win a couple games. But I was looking at it, and it's like the Senators. Bruins 500 exactly. Senators 19 games 500. Senators 17 games 500. Sabres 18 games 472. Wings 17 games 441. That's win percentage. It's just like it's a product of it's a tough division, it's a crowded division, but it's also massively varying from massively to slightly underperforming for all, right? And at this point, with the way the Mets shaking out and how bundled this is, I'm like, only one of you is getting in. I even made the joke the other week, not joke, that like maybe there's so much collateral damage in the Atlantic that none of them fucking get in. But those 4 teams, gun to your head, bang, you're dead. Which one makes the playoffs? Bruins make it.
And that's not biased because I'm so,
Yeah.
my emotions have been ripped out of my body.
I know, dude. God damn.
The reason I think it's the Bruins is because I think goalie slut.
Yep.
At the end of the day, Jeremy Swayman is the best goalie of those 4 teams.
Yep.
And I think Jeremy Swayman figures it out. I think the reality of the Bruins is, and a calamitous offseason and a calamitous camp has hurt not just Sway, but the entire team.
Yep.
And there's a lot of missteps from everyone.
All right, I need to talk to you guys about one of our awesome partners, Ricky Spirits. Okay, Ricky is changing the game, and I'm talking day drinking, I'm talking night drinking, the whole works, whatever you want. They're giving consumers a premium spirit-based drink, and it's vodka or tequila. Okay, so it doesn't matter. I'm a vodka guy. DP's the tequila guy. They got 8 awesome flavors. So when I'm doing the vodka, I can dabble in some lemon, I can dabble in some lime, some black cherry, but cranberry sneaky, my favorite. It's incredible. And then tequila, they got lime, they got pineapple, they got grapefruit, and even I can get down with the tequila grapefruit. And they've got a new tequila watermelon. Wait till you guys see the can. It's actually the coolest looking can I've ever seen, and I get compliments on it when I'm drinking it at parties, so you need to get on board with that at the very least. But Ricky is 7% ABV. There's 1.5 shots per can. Come on. This is how we ramp up our night. This is how we ramp up our days. So next time you're craving a beverage, craving an alcoholic drink, I need you to go find yourself a Ricky, because they are my most fun party accessory right now. Follow along at Ricky Spirits, at Friday Beers, and you'll see all the action because we're doing cool giveaways. They're doing parties with us, doing big events with us. It's an awesome partnership, and I need you guys to get involved. So go find some Rickies near you. You know what time it is on the pod when I'm pulling out my chomps. It is snack time on the Empty Netters podcast. And this one is my favorite one. They have so many flavors. Chomps hooked us up. They got original. They got taco seasoning. They got barbecue. This one, sea salt. And it's just like, God, just the hint of sea salt changes the game and everything with things like this for me. And that's why Chomps is the perfect snack. It's 10 to 12 grams of protein, 0 sugar, 100% grass-fed finished beef. This thing makes my life so much easier. We're flying around the studio, always on the move, traveling to cities for NHL games. We're all over the place. These get me. You should see my travel bag. When I go through TSA, the guy's like, "Excuse me, sir, how come your bag's overweight and stuffed full of the perfect snack imaginable?" And I'm like, "Because I'm on the road 24/7, dude. I need perfect 0 sugar, 10 to 12 grams of protein snacks with me all the time. They're coming out of every zipper in my backpack. It's amazing." Okay, so this is the thing. If you guys are living that healthy lifestyle like DP and I are, and we're trying to stay active on the road while eating right, this is the absolute perfect snack you need to add to your life. If you go to www.chomps.com/emptynetters, you can find out more, where you can get them, all the different flavors, all the different ways that Chomps can change your life. This thing right here, I do not leave home without it, and that's a fact.
But I stand by. I think Bruins management made the biggest mistakes there, and I think it's hurting the team currently. I also think there are too many veterans on that team to let things get fully out of control. I also think there's too many expectations for that team for ownership and management to not do anything.
Yep.
And the bigger one is when I look at those 4 teams, who is the least susceptible to going on a skid? Like Detroit did last year.
Sure, I like the
6-7 game
skid.
Yeah.
Garbage patch. Oscar the Grouch.
Yep. The Bruins will not do that. I really don't think, as bad as things will get for the Bruins, I don't think they're going to go on a streak where they lose 5 in a row, 6 in a row. They are the type of team that's like they lose 2 shit games and they're like, this get it together, and then they win. And I just imagine, if it's of the 4 of them, I imagine the Bruins will stop the bleeding better than the rest of them. That's why I think it's probably.
I love the take, Dan, and I agree with you. Can you give me who would be your number 2 if I made you percentage chance them?
Honestly, dude, Buffalo.
Really? Okay, cool. I like it.
And I genuinely really love. It's so weird how many teams in the Atlantic I love.
Yeah.
And I mean that I'm not saying
I know,
I think they're good teams. I'm
rivals,
like this. I love their fan bases. I love their teams. I love the guys on the teams. something about Buffalo. I really like UPL. There's just something about Buffalo that feels like they're used to this.
Yeah.
They know it. They know how to live in the sewer.
But, dude, you're so right, but they are just so still.
They're so Buffalo.
Like, literally, Dan, 61 goals for, 61 goals against, 0 goal. Like, I swear to God, I dropped Buffalo in the sewer years ago, and I went to see how they're doing, and they're just still covered in slime, and they're like, yo. And I'm like, oh, dude.
Like, what the fuck, dude?
Have you not climbed out?
But, dude, they live in the swamp. If there's anyone who can get out of it, it might be them.
Yeah. For me, it's Ottawa for the Olmark thing, where I'm like, they've given up the least amount of goals of those 4 teams. They haven't, they're not scoring as much, which is why they're still middling among 500.
Yeah.
But I just think they are like, they're scrapping. They're like, we're showing a little fight in you. I like God.
All those teams are great.
Yep.
Finally, on right D, Kale. It's boring. I hate to say it.
Hold on. It's not Kale, so let's just start that
sorry.
again. Because he's actually been bad the last 5 games.
Dougie. Yeah, okay, sorry. Finally, on right D, we're going Dougie Hamilton, dude. 6 points in his last 5. The only 2 games he didn't have a point, Devils got shut out, so that's not on him. He's a -2 on the year, though.
Yep.
And I don't like that.
Same.
I don't like that. I've been hard on Dougie and this team. I think this Devils team, I really love this Devils team right now.
How do you feel about the Devils
I love
so
them.
far?
I love them. In fact, I think they're, for me personally, as far as gut feel, I have them higher than multiple teams that we just named in our
on
our powers ranking.
I kind of do too. They have all the games in hand though, right?
Yep.
Like because they play more games, so
Yep.
they're a little higher in the standings than I think they probably
way higher.
should be.
It's I don't give a fuck about points. That's why I didn't bring up points. I'm talking about how they've looked in their last few games. I just think they're starting to see it. They're starting to get it. I think Markstrom fits in perfectly. I think
that's
Jack
been
and
good.
Bratt are fucking buzzing. And I also think the defense is just like getting it together.
Yeah,
They're getting it together,
that.
and like you don't even have like Nemec isn't even playing.
I know.
Like, like he's not in it the way that he could be in it.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that there is a fucking blockbuster trade to be made with one of those defensemen that's going to bring in someone so valuable.
Dan.
To
I do
that
think
team.
they need a chip.
Yeah,
I do think they need a chip, but I think Jack has really picked it up, which has been awesome to see. I want a little bit more scoring from the boys, but I do think Markey has been everything you wanted, Because I don't think they were trading Markey to be like, he's going to win the Vezina, but they were like, we need some fucking above-average goaltending, and you are getting
100%.
Speaking of above-average goaltending, our goalie in the starting 6, Philip Gustafsson, currently leads the league with a 2.08 goals against, currently leads the league with a 9.27 save percentage. He's 8-3-2 on the year. Dan, he's only given up more than 2 goals in 3 of his 13 starts this year. More than 2. That's fucking ridiculous. He's giving them a chance to win every fucking night. Are you officially, as we near 20 games, that the Wild are locked and loaded? Like the Wild are like, we are dialed. This is not a fluke. We are not going to field goal kick flyers ourselves. We are making playoffs as a top 3 seed in the Central.
They are definitely not going to flyers themselves, but I don't know that they're going to cruise like this. I could see them leveling out a little bit,
like all the way to wild card. Maybe the Central's gnarly, right? Like,
yeah, maybe because the Central is so good. Like Winnipeg and Dallas are team. I mean,
yeah, like let's say Dallas jumps them, and then the Avs are up their ass.
So absolutely, but I think it's one of those situations where you're a wild card team, and I'm like, you're one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Shit first round matchup.
All of a sudden, this division is fucking stacked.
And maybe
you're one of them.
Maybe the goalie situation is what puts you over Colorado,
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, frankly, it will. Because for me, Gus is not like Flower right now. I look at Flower and Jonathan Quick. Like, Jonathan Quick's undefeated right now. Yeah, I think he's let in 3 fucking goals. So he has crazy. 2 shutouts. Yep. It's fucking insane. But I'm like, that is because you're the backup and you're having fun here in the beginning of the season. I don't think that that's going to maintain. And I love Quickie, obviously, but you know what I'm saying. Yep. I think Flower's kind of doing the same thing. The fact of the matter is, this isn't like the Kings last year where Talbot was like an all-star out of nowhere
literally.
When he's 37 years old. Gus is the guy for them.
Yep.
And this is the Gus that we thought was going to be
I was
there
going to see him last year. Yeah,
he is a young goalie in his prime, and I'm like, yep, you're playing how you should be playing. So I don't see them slowing down to a alarming level at all.
Yep.
At all. Okay. Let's get into our game.
I would love to.
We're going to get into Connective Tissue. This is a game where we pick 2 players. I have 2 players whose names blend together.
Blend
blend together, and I'm going to give you a little bio of the two players and see if you can get it.
And for example, last time we played this game, Dan got it correct, and it was Scott Stevens Stamkos.
Yes, it was.
A lot of people in the comments like, well, it's Stevens and not Steven. And I'm like, I know. It's
It
a
works.
game.
And mine's a little cheeky as well.
Great. Good.
All right, so I'm going to give you the bio of our two guys.
Okay.
Here we go. A Colorado boy, this hulking defenseman decided not to follow his older brothers into football and instead got into hockey. Playing in the WHL, he was then drafted by this Atlantic Division team where he's played his entire career and is currently an alternate captain. Then, after growing up in Canada and playing in the OHL, he was drafted top 10 in the 2007 NHL draft and has played his entire career in California, playing with a few legends, becoming one of the best playoff performers ever, but never winning a cup.
Holy fuck. Okay.
I can get more specific
No,
too
no,
if
no,
you want,
let's
but I
start
wanted
there.
to start vague.
So can you give me the then again?
Yes. Then, which is, we're going to our next player.
Yeah.
After growing up in Canada and playing in the OHL, he was drafted top 10 in the 2007 NHL draft and has played his entire career in California, playing with a few legends and becoming one of the best playoff performers ever, but never winning a cup.
Okay, so he played his entire career, you said?
He has played his
Has played his entire career in California. 07.
which is I'm giving you a little hint of he's still active.
Yeah. Never won a cup. So he can't be a King because the Kings won the cup in a few of those runs there. Or I guess you didn't say it was the same team, but that means he would have bounced from like the Kings to the Ducks to the Sharks or something like that. 07. So he's still in the league. So he's got a good long career actually.
Oh yeah,
Good long career. Played with some legends.
might be on the tail end though.
For sure on the tail end. For sure. The Ducks won in 07. They might have won in 07. That might have been the year they won, actually. So I want to say he's a Shark because there were legends on that team. And he played his whole career there. Active. Good playoff guy. Okay. And then give me the first part again.
A Colorado boy, this hulking defenseman decided not to follow his older brothers into football and instead got into hockey. Playing in the WHL, he was then drafted by this Atlantic Division team where he's played his entire career and is currently an alternate captain.
It's an alternate captain of an Atlantic Division team, and he plays D. Okay.
I'm happy to get more specific at any point.
How cheeky is it? Is it like very?
No.
Okay.
It's a bit cheeky. Like, this is a perfect connective tissue.
Okay, great.
This is
I
a
didn't know
perfect
if it was
connective
like,
tissue.
It sounds like
No. This is a perfect connective tissue.
I don't think it's anyone. I'm trying to think about the alternate captain in the Atlantic. That's where I'm gonna. I thought I had maybe who the other guy was, but I'm trying to reverse retro it here.
Okay.
I don't think it's don't say, but I don't think it's someone on the Bruins because that's like McAvoy, Carlo, and I guess it could be Carl though. So I'll holster that. Morgan Riley definitely wears an A. Hedman.
He's the captain.
Oh, he's the captain. That's right. Yep. So then it's like what? Cooch. I don't think there's another defenseman. Point maybe. Sens is.
Did you say point? You just said point, and it's a defenseman.
I know. I'm trying to think of the assistant.
Oh,
captains. Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, I was like, come on.
So Sens is Brady, and then who? The Chikrin? Does he wear an A? Probably.
He's on the Caps.
Oh yeah, he's on the Caps. And then wings. I don't know who it is after.
Don't forget that he's
Lars.
American. That should
He's an
help you.
American defenseman.
Yeah, Colorado boy.
Oh, Colorado boy. American defenseman.
I think I need to get more specific for you. You're spinning your tires here.
Okay.
A Colorado boy, this hulking defenseman decided not to follow his brothers into football and instead got into hockey playing in the WHL. He was then drafted by the Boston Bruins, where he's played his entire career and is currently an alternate
He's a
captain.
B. Okay, so then the only Bruins defenseman that wears an A is Charlie. That's American. Is Charlie, I think.
Nope.
Is Carlo American?
From Colorado.
That is gas. I thought he was Canadian. Okay, so that actually does fit my original guess. But it is cheekier than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, come on, dude. I think this is like just absolutely perfect.
Okay, because that when I was doing the meter, that was my first thought. Where I was like, well, it could be a piece.
I don't
of
think
it.
I don't think this is cheeky at all. Well, it's a supposed cheeky, but it's perfect.
It is perfect. It's a delight. Okay, so I'm going to guess my player is Brandon Carlogan Couture.
That is correct, sir. Carlogan. Dude.
Carlogan. Very good, Dan. Very, very good. And really opens the door, by the way,
It
for
sure
some cool
does,
stuff
sir.
because I was really trying to get an exact name, but Low connects.
Low connects.
Carlogan Couture.
That's why you gotta be on your toes with connective tissue
Yep.
because it's any noise, name,
Yep.
syllable, it doesn't matter.
Really good.
Brandon Carlogan Couture.
Really good, Dan.
Here's the thing, dude. I almost did Logan Stankoven, but you were just recently talking about Stank and like his entire bio.
And I also wore my Texas hockey
So I just
shirt.
feel like if I even mentioned like Kamloops or something, you'd be
You're
like
like-
this, Logan Stankoven. I was gonna be like, fuck, Jesus Christ. But Brandon Carlogan Couture.
What a
friend.
player.
You know what? In my little research of Couture, the guy really has
Dude,
crushed in playoffs.
correct. It's
Like he is a
awesome.
playoff
Yep.
performer. We
Yep.
got to get him back in the playoffs. Maybe a trade. Just saying. That is it for us today at the Empty Netters podcast. Beautiful episode. Huge thank you to Keith Yandle, as always. I gotta stop fucking saying as always. That's your thing.
That's my thing.
That's your thing.
Stop doing it.
Had an absolute blast today. We have got some really fun interviews coming up for you all, and I think we'll have that. We'll have an interview episode, but I don't think that we'll see you until after Thanksgiving.
I'm not sure yet, to be honest with you.
We might do
We've got
an
some
episode.
travel, so we're going to see if the studio's available.
Maybe we'll
might
toss
do
it-
a remote one.
Maybe we'll toss it on the story, see what you all think. I just feel like a Wednesday episode right before Thanksgiving, people are going to be dialed into all the holiday stuff. They might not need an episode of the Empty Netters podcast.
Probably not commuting.
But if you feel like you need it, maybe we'll rip it. But just in case, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, fair. I like that, Dan. Nothing wrong with an extra happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no one's going to
If
be
I
mad.
wish it to
You wish
again.
me happy Thanksgiving
Happy
twice?
Thanksgiving's all about seconds anyway, Dan, so I might as well give them two. Come on.
That was fucking awesome.
Come on.
I have nothing more to say, so you might as well close us out.
Skate hard.